Um, some news came out this morning. You can go check out the article on FightNews.com. I'm going to post the link right down in the description box. But basically, it's being said that Miguel Cotto, yes, currently, you might as well say, right now you can say he's 154-pound Cotto. Remember, he was a WBC champion for basically, what, 3 fights, 2 fights. He dropped it the week of the Canelo fight. It is said or rumored that he's going to be fighting Yuriorkis Gamboa. Yes, the same Yuriorkis Gamboa that fought Terence Crawford at 135. Yes, the Yuriorkis Gamboa that has never been above 135. He's never weighed in above 135. In fact, in my personal opinion, he is a 130 or 130-pound fighter at this point in time in his career, in my opinion. But what he did was, he said that after Terence Crawford, that he was going to move back down to 130 or 126, but didn't. He's still fighting his last 2 fights at 135 pounds. And we know Terence Crawford was just way too big for him, just way too big for him. And even though Gamboa was getting some good shots in, and he was fast, he couldn't handle the power of Terence Crawford. So for him to move up, now remember, he's fighting at 135, right? Currently, right now. His last fight was last year, December, and I believe it was untelevised. In fact, let me look it up. He had 2 fights in 2014, one against Terence Crawford, then he came back later on that year and fought again, you know, at like a 132-pound catchweight, and then fought just 1 fight at the end of 2015. And then if he fights Cotto, that'll be 1 fight in 2016, and that'll be at 150 pounds. The catchweight is supposed to be 150 pounds. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to read a little bit of the article for you, and then you can read the rest. This is on Fight News. I actually heard from it. I actually heard about it first from a friend of mine on my Facebook page named Sean Jonas. But basically, I'm going to read it to you. Not all of it, but I'm going to read the important parts to you. This is from FightNews.com. David Finger. For Yuriorkis Gamboa, 25-1, 17 KOs, the former Olympic gold medalist, 2-time world champion, and current IBF number 5 ranked junior lightweight, that's 135 pounds. The long road back to the top may lead all the way to the junior middleweight division. Reports from the Gamboa camp indicate that they are in close talks for an HBO fight against one of the biggest names in boxing, 4-time world champion Miguel Cotto, 40-5, 33 KOs. Even though Cotto's last fight was in November of 2015 at middleweight, Gamboa and his advisor Ramirez were excited about the opportunity to fight a legendary Puerto Rican. So basically, they saying that the fight is not official. They are in some type of talks. The manager and the team of Gamboa have reached out to Rock Nation, have reached out to HBO. Miguel Cotto was in heavy talks to fight Juan Manuel Marquez, but Juan Manuel Marquez is, you know, they're both divas. So basically, the divaness of Juan Manuel Marquez out-diva'd Miguel Cotto, because Miguel Cotto was like, all right, listen, I'll come down to 150. You know, first they tried to get Marquez to come to 154. Then, you know, Cotto and his team was like, all right, we'll come down to 150. You know, 149, and then Marquez fired back and said, no, it's not going to be at 147.5. It's not going to be at 148. It's not going to be at 149 or 150. It's got to be at 147 pounds. He wasn't trying to hear it. So that fight died. Miguel Cotto is scheduled to make at least $15 million from Rock Nation for his next fight. So his next fight can't be on regular HBO. Also, it has to be a fight where for surely he can win, and it can generate some type of revenue off of pay-per-view. For example, if he would have fought Marquez, it would have been that Mexican versus Puerto Rican rivalry again, and Marquez has a strong Mexican fan base. Fighting Gamboa, you know, if it is true, you know, you'll be able to get that Cuban fan base, but also he's going to be fighting a fighter that, you know, fans know who Gamboa is for the most part, but Gamboa is not really a pay-per-view guy. But putting him with Miguel Cotto, I'm trying to figure out how, I'm trying to picture them at a press conference, You know, I'm trying to picture them, you know, at the weigh-in. I'm trying to picture, you know, what is the fans' interest going to be on this fight? Because in this day and age of social media, fans are going to rip that fight apart. Kell Brook is fighting Golovkin. Even though I feel Kell Brook is a 154-pounder, he's a 147-pound fighter and champion, technically, at this point in time in his career. But, you know, Golovkin's getting chewed apart for fighting him. You have Canelo, who's saying he's not a middleweight. He's not fighting Golovkin. And now you got Miguel Cotto, a former middleweight champion, trying to fight, you know, a lightweight, a 135-pounder. You know, 130, really. And it's like, damn, boxing is getting, you know, is fucked up. And you can't blame Gamboa. Shout out to him for wanting to take the chance. He said in the interview with Fight News, is that he would come into the ring weighing about, you know, 145 pounds or so. The fight would be at a catch weight of 150 pounds. Gamboa's about 5'4", 5'5". Miguel Cotto's not too tall himself, about 5'6", 5'7". But still, Miguel Cotto's going to be huge in there. You know, he's going to look huge. And Gamboa, his chance to win, in my opinion, is he's going to have to rely on his speed and movement, because I don't believe that his punches are going to hurt Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto's been hit by the best. You know, he's been hit by the Manny Pacquiao's. He's been hit by the Antonio Margaritas with plaster. You know, he's been hit by the Canelos. He's been hit by the Floyd Mayweathers. You know, so I don't think that you know, I don't think that Gamboa is going to be able to do anything to him. You know, but like I said, this is really about the money. Miguel Cotto is guaranteed to make $15 million his next fight, and the fight can't be on regular HBO. You can't make $15 million fighting on regular HBO. You just can't do it. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. They were talking about there was a chance that Miguel Cotto was going to fight Diego Chavez. One of the reasons why he was looking at Diego Chavez, in my opinion, is that Diego Chavez has never made over $50,000 in an American fight. He made like $50,000 for Keith Thurman. He made like $35,000 for Timothy Bradley, and he made somewhere around the same amount for Brandon Rios. You know, that's not that they're really fucking him over. It's just that we've heard that for tax reasons over there, that the money, you know, is moved around differently. Also, for that Timothy Bradley fight, Bob Arum had to make some major moves to pretty much smuggle, and I'm not using that term lightly, you know, even though I'm joking, but, you know, smuggle Diego Chavez into the United States, because he was having some visa issues during fight week, and they just couldn't, you know, have the fight just get canceled. So Bob Arum, you know, did some made some moves to get him in to the United States. But, you know, it's a shame if it happens, you know. But Miguel Cotto is running out of options, and he's supposed to be fighting on pay-per-view in December. Now, if he does fight Gamboa, Gamboa, of course, is going to flop. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, you know, hey, I like Miguel Cotto and everything. You know, I may joke around, you know, about all the, you know, the freak shit he does. But I don't think he's worth no $15 million at this point in time in his career, especially if he's not going to be fighting super fights. It's clear that he's just fighting to you know, line his pockets, you know. And can you really, you know, really be mad at it? You know, I don't know. You know, that depends. But boxing fans, you know, with this social media age, are going to rip this shit alive. You know, they're going to eat them alive. But I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. It is a Monday morning, 11:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. August the 15th, 2016. I cover every single major fight live. As more news develops, I will be here. All the links to my social media, especially my Instagram, is TST Controversy on Instagram. And basically everything I talk about, I back it up on my Instagram along with posting funny shit. You know, I like to keep a nice balance of boxing and funny shit. So all the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. Please subscribe.